Hi everyone, Ginger Williams here today with a quick card tutorial featuring our Bring On Spring shaker card kit. I am using one of the pink papers from the kit to create a little front panel, trimming to 4 by 5¼ inches, and just adding this to the front of my top folding card. You can see I've assembled the dies I'm going to need for this kit from our foundation die set there on the right. And I'm using the paper pad from the Bring On Spring kit. I'm going to run all of these dies through my Cuttlebug die cutter. Now these foundation dies give you great pieces for building for the building blocks of patterned paper pieces for cute cards. And they work in my Cuttlebug, but they also work in just about any manual die cut machine. I'm going to use a little bit of white cardstock as well as the pattern paper here for my sentiment piece and a background piece. And then I also am going to bring in just a small piece of brown paper in a minute that I'm going to use to cut the little eyes for this shaker chick shape. The shaker chick also has a little tiny beak here I'm going to cut out of some orange paper from the paper pad. And I realized later on that I forgot to cut out his little wing, but you'll see me do that a little later. Now on the back of this brown piece of paper, I'm just adding a small piece of double-sided tape so that when I cut out those little tiny eyes, they already have adhesive on the back, making it much easier to place the eyeball later on. Let me poke those out of there. I have a few extra because that piece can also be used with our little bunny shaker for eyes there too. Okay, so now this diagonally striped piece going across the top, and a few foam squares here to just add some dimension to that little banner piece and let it pop up at the bottom of the banner after I add it to my card. But first, I'm going to add a little bit of baker's twine from our new trim set. This one is the trim set in yellow, but there is a trim set in a rainbow of colors available on the website. And we'll add this little banner piece across the front of our card, and it's going to make a nice little home for that white stitch scallop piece. And that is going to create a fun little home for our shaker. So just another set of self-adhesive foam tape. And now here is the foam piece for the little chick. And this is how I add backgrounds to the shaker shapes. You can add the little extra piece to the center if you want, but there's a little outline that doesn't quite fill completely. So I just stick it down on a piece of pattern paper and just fussy cut it out real fast. And that way I have a solid color inside my shaker. Okay, so now let's add it to the card. In the kit are some beautiful little pearlies in yellow and some little pops in yellow. I'm just going to add a few of those inside of my shaker. And then also in the kit are the pre-cut self-adhesive acetate pieces. We're going to add that cover to the top of our shaker. And then a little bit of glue to hold on the frame to cover up that white foam. Okay. So like I told you earlier, I did forget to die cut out the wing. So see me do that after I add the beak and the eyeball here. So, and again, I pull the backing off of that eyeball that I cut with the tape on the back, and now I can just stick it wherever I want without worrying about glue leaking all over. Okay, I also have a little mini die cutter here. This is the Tim Holtz Sidekick, which also works well for almost all of our smaller dies, like this little wing, which just adds some fun little personality to our little chick. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment that's going to go on this card. It says, "This chick loves you." And I am using some pigment ink in a nice pink color that matches the paper pad. And I'll stamp that twice to make sure I get a good impression. And then because it's pigment ink, I'm going to go ahead and use some clear embossing powder on top and just quickly heat set that so that it has a little extra dimension and gloss, plus it just dries faster that way. And again, I like to pop things up so that they match the dimension of the base to the chick. So a little bit of foam tape there, and we'll add our sentiment. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and take some more of that baker's twine from our trim set and tie myself a small bow, and I'll tie it in the middle there, but then I can slide it after I tie it up closer to my chick because I want it to be a little closer to the body of the chick there. There we go. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm going to pull in some bling. Now the bling sets for this kit have sold out. However, we do have still available the bling set for the Love Jar kit, and its colors work perfectly for this. I'm using some iridescent goosebumps and some small little posies from the Love Jar set, just for some added extra sparkle and shine and texture. These embellishments are just so pretty in real life. I just adore how much extra sparkle these add to a card. Nice finishing touch. All right, this is the Bring On Spring kit from Queen & Company. Thanks for watching.